good reasons for all the things I've done. I've got a picture in the back of my mind of what I've lost and what I've won. I've survived every situation, knowing when to breathe and when to run. And regret is just a memory written on my brow.
All right, and welcome to the 13th edition episode. What are we calling this, Steve?
Episode,
the 13th episode of Best Denver Psychic. God, Steve, can you believe it's been 13 episodes?
Yeah, I can't believe it myself.
You can, or
but
you
it's
can't?
lucky 13. In my opinion, it's the lucky 13. We've been doing this for a long time. And yes, those of us who are actually viewing in on the show right now, we do have a special guest. Yes, his name is Sean, but we're not going to include him in the first segment, just so people know. So he's just going to sit there and stare at you and smile.
Senecaut,
So.
C-A-U-T.
Right. Okay. Anyways, I was talking about 13, the lucky 13. Now that's talk about that number a little bit.
Oh yeah, lucky 13. Okay, so I did a couple things. First, I did the numerology of today's date. That numerology is 19, which is advantage. Okay, so wait till I get to the end now. I know you're anxious to jump in. Okay, and as the 19th, that number relates to tarot. It's the Wheel of Fortune, which means good karma, good luck, lifestyle or life cycles, destiny, and a turning point, a pivotal point in your life when new options become possible.
All right. So what are some of the new options coming possible?
Let's see. Well, it's a lucky time in your life when you are sensing the action of fate and destiny working in your favor, huh? Isn't that like us?
Yeah, everything's working in our favor. We're actually able to talk ourselves into getting some guests on in here.
I know.
Getting the show going a little bit.
And our destiny, Steve and I, go way back.
Right.
Working
All that
in our
good stuff.
favor.
Mm-hmm.
And we could be witnessing miracles or very fortunate series of events.
Okay, and have you seen
that's
what do you
till midnight tonight? I suppose.
What do you consider one of those kind of events? Yeah, have you witnessed anything this week?
I know what I would consider to be. Well, it's only for today.
All right,
because it's the 13th. It's the 13th episode. It's only during this episode.
All right, go ahead.
Well, I think what would be good is if Ted Turner, or who owns another thing, would be scanning their cell phone for any internet stuff while they're on the toilet. That would be fortunate events and found our show. That's not much to ask, is it?
That could happen. You're right.
Wouldn't you? I could envision
What's
that.
this Best Psychic Denver show? What is this?
Oh my God, I saw these people, right?
It looked like a job or deal, but they started talking and hey, right? You know what? I kind of enjoyed it and look at me now. I'm 45 minutes in and I've already, you know what? I'm ready for my second bowel movement.
Right. And they're calling Steven Spielberg while they're finishing up. And they're looking at it right now. That's what I think is going to happen.
Well, that's great. That's really optimistic.
Okay, so it gets weirder. All right. So, it can't get much weirder, but believe it or not, it might. Wednesday is ruled by Mercury, which is the expression communication planet. And the moon phase is a waning crescent, so it banishes barriers to communication, increases communication. So that's good for us. And the part about that it banishes barriers, because you got to admit, I'm not a good communicator. And a positive response to manuscripts, articles, increasing web traffic. That's for the 21st century.
Yes, that's us all the way. Increasing web traffic.
Divination, influencing others through communication, and increasing safety in travel, which, since I drive here for the show, I'm going to count that.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of that internet traffic, shouts out to anybody else who might be listening. I know my brother, Val Cheetah, he's out there listening. Say hey.
Cheetah!
Also, Wayne in Baltimore, check it out. Say hey.
Text us. You can either text us. The number's 303-482-5490.
This will come out backwards, so look at it backwards.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Hold your screen in a mirror. We should really trace the back of that.
Yeah. Just turn it around backwards.
So just send us a text. Let us know what you have to say. We'll try to get you hooked up here. And this is episode number 13. So this is the number of upheaval, so new ground can be broken. That was the bright side of that.
Right. And the next
ground
time
will be broken, but the upheaval part, I'm not excited about that. Building a secure foundation and creative self-expression.
All right. Well, I think we fall under all of those categories.
Hopefully.
Indeed, man. And yeah, it's good
Sean,
stuff,
how
man.
are you doing?
I'm doing pretty
You
good.
hanging in there?
Yeah,
Okay.
you know what? Since we got a couple of minutes, let's just introduce Sean because it does look kind of weird that he's just sitting there and we're kind of
I know,
talking
sorry.
amongst
But
ourselves.
for our radio listeners, you're missing all the awkwardness.
Yes,
Lucky
indeed.
you.
Sean, say hi. Speak into the mic a little bit and tell folks, what's going on. How you doing?
Hello there, internet radio world. I'm just stopping by to have a good chat with my friends here. I haven't met Gina, but
Yeah.
she's pretty awesome from what I can tell. And Steve, we get along pretty good.
Yeah,
At
we
least
get
5 days a week.
Yeah, that's right. In the 5 minutes that I do talk to the guy, we get along just fine. So
That's good, though. At least he's not a loafer.
whatever that means.
Those who don't know are. Okay, so and we got to recap the last episode.
All right, let's
Okay,
do that. We had a great show last episode. Very special thanks to our friend Scott Happel for coming on in and talking to us about ancient
Join him
aliens.
at Carnival de Sensual
Yes.
at Oriental Theater. There's 3 dates, all of them coinciding. It's the first Saturday before all the pagan festivals.
Boobs.
Yeah. Lots of boobs. It's a burlesque show.
It is. But that's the fun part, right?
Yeah, that's the nice thing about goddess worshipers. They do love boobs.
Look at Sean. He's freaking out.
I know.
Should I be talking about boobs?
Yeah, boobs.
We're not really talking about it. So.
But
I know he's looking at. Is that a bug at the
And
in
we're
my
not gonna-
in my glass?
No.
Just straight-
and we're not going to
Bug.
show any boobs. Okay, and I totally recommit to the radio listeners. Radio listeners out there, I just forgot about you a little with all the graphics and whatnot. Steve is your advocate.
That's all right,
He said,
man.
Gina. Oh, and I got. You can't really see it, but I'm holding it up here. But I got some. Henna tattoos.
Go ahead and hold them right on up to the camera.
Can
They
we
can
do that?
see them.
Where
Yeah,
are we?
look at that. How
Yeah.
cool is that?
She's there. I don't know.
Did you get those at the Renaissance Festival?
No, I got them at Isis Books.
Yeah.
My office is at Isis Books at 2775 South Broadway. They're in Inglewood between Evans and Hamden. And every Saturday lately, they've had this great lady, Lori. You can go to the website and check her out. And she does these henna tattoos, and it's fabulous.
I'm excited for that. I'd like to get myself a henna tattoo.
We should bring her in here. and
Just
have
a
her do
big
your
spider
face.
web across my forehead.
Yes.
Or maybe she could just henna some hair on the top of my head.
Yes, yes.
I don't have to wear a stupid
Yes.
hat all
Or
the time.
we could put the spider web there.
That'll work. That'll
That
work.
would work. I'm sure she would do it. She's a great lady.
Awesome stuff. Well, we're going to get into why we have Sean here on the other side of the break. Gina's going to break down some other stuff. And hey, this is a great song from a band called Smoke Season. Mile High, this is the Frieza Block Network.
Frieza Block Radio Network.
Best Denver Psychic.
In the need, heaven, in the slow, baby, heat, in the heat, heaven, counting all my cards and I'm losing in the house and I'm out on the open sea. And if you get on with me, if you get on with me, 'cause she's a lady in the need, heaven, in the slow, baby, in the heat, heaven, without this dream. Counting my cards and I'm out in the house and I'm out on the open sea. And if you get down and if you get out, if you get with me, and it's and slow baby needs me, and he hates me now. And little baby, it's easy and it's easy and it's and the song baby needs me and he needs me and it's baby. You got the love without the speak. I smell the peace, yes, I smell the peace. You got the love without the steam. Honey on your eyelids, you got bees on your tongue and a heart on your sleeve. Honey on your eyelids, you got bees on your tongue and a heart on your sleeve. Honey on your eyelids, you got bees on your tongue and a heart on your sleeve. Honey on your eyelids, you got bees on your tongue and a heart on your sleeve.
We're dealing with professed Satanists, which is often practiced by younger males. We may be looking for teenagers. Heavy metal music is often associated with Satanism, and these kids and their leader may reflect that in their look.
Most likely, there will be sex, drugs, and alcohol.
Sex, drugs, and alcohol. God, I hope so.
Most likely.
I hope so. We haven't had much of anything, though, like that on this show. Not on the show, anyway.
Yeah. The alcohol, maybe.
Well, yeah, but we don't talk about that. That's a secret. That's an industry secret. All right. So, Sean, how's it going, Sean?
Good. How are you doing?
You doing good?
Doing good.
Good. Okay, so tell us about yourself.
Well, my name is Sean, and I've lived in Denver my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
And right now I'm currently living in Littleton again.
Oh, so, nice. Over, well, I won't say where. Southwest Plaza area.
The Southwest
Can we
Plaza.
Just say that? Yeah.
Kipling is in Bowles area.
Nice.
Yeah, I grew up over in Roxborough Park.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I love Roxborough Park.
Yeah, Roxborough's awesome.
Yeah,
and, went to high school in Castle Rock, Douglas County High School.
Oh, okay. Boy, how was that way back in the day?
45-minute bus ride.
No way.
Just there. So.
Oh, I bet seeing it today is just like, what?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And so what got you into, well, I guess you have a lot of psychic experiences, a lot of spirit experiences, I guess. So why don't you tell us some, why do people share those experiences with you? Have you had your own experiences? Just kind of share what got you interested in all of this and how you became, experienced, I suppose.
Well, I guess what got me interested in it is when I was really young, just the experiences I had just as a kid growing up, I would see certain things, shadows, and, not really realize what I was seeing.
Mm-hmm.
I was just seeing a lot of shadows.
And was it ghosts or shadow people? Do you know what shadow people are?
I know what shadow people are. I don't
was
think
it shadow people or
I don't
ghosts,
think they were shadow. I think they were spirits or
okay, yeah. Well, if you were seeing them, you would be the best to say.
Yeah.
Have you seen a shadow person?
I think I actually have seen a shadow person. So it actually went streaking by me. And the current house that I'm living in, I opened my garage door and this shadow like bolted at me and I jumped to the side and it went by me. And my wife also, she saw the same thing and she jumped out of the way and it just darted down the other hallway and it freaked me out.
Okay. How are we doing? Hello.
Maybe it's something, a ghost in the machine.
I know. Maybe something's going right that was going wrong.
That's all right. We're good. Go ahead.
Okay, and so what? So just out of curiosity, because I have seen shadow people, and I don't feel like they're negative. I kind of can tell, I think anyway, between a low vibrating spirit and an evil spirit. That I know the difference. I think.
Well, it didn't seem like it was threatening.
Were you freaked out?
I was freaked out. Yes.
Yeah, that's always a bad sign.
Enough to jump out of its way.
Yeah, nice. Okay, so you've had your own experiences, and I know you were the story that I really thought was so interesting was about having someone who had a portal and then they had it moved.
Yes. Okay. So, a friend of mine, so they were having some bad stuff going on in their home, as far as where they actually had to call a medium.
Yes.
So the medium came out and was saying that there's definitely something here. And so this person was asking the medium, how can she tell that there's something there? And she says that she has other spirits that she communicates that let her know what's going on. And the spirits were letting her know that there was a portal. And these entities or spirits were coming through and causing like emotions in the family, like bad emotions. Right. Family members were being sick a lot. And
talk to the folks about some of the emotions that if you want to a little bit in detail. Some of the stuff that was having? Like to bring forth kind of
just being angry all the time.
Okay.
And a lot of hate, a lot of rage,
a lot of negativity. And do you think that, and just I guess asking, is that something that you just felt like, oh man, it was just something that I felt when I walked in, I was just mad.
Or did
like,
they
oh
man,
on it? Or was it, do you think it could have been like a series of events or things that were, that led up to that?
My friend was asking her husband why he was angry all the time and he didn't know. And he had some other experiences where he saw a shadow move on a curtain, like it just like streaked across the curtain. And then that's when they thought they should call somebody. Yeah. And his mother-in-law was over there and she had some bad vibes going on. So,
well, Matt Uni, we can't call him right now, but when we were doing investigations, that was one of them that would have counted toward evidence that the place needed to be investigated.
Yeah,
for sure. And it's weird how it just seems like it comes on all of a sudden. Yeah. And everyone knows that it's weird, even though an outside person might say, oh, well, there's always something going on. Okay. So tell it. Okay. So she moved the portal.
Yeah. So the medium, she, moved the portal out in the middle of their street, like over by their neighbor's house.
Well, what are you going to do?
I know they like their neighbors.
You got to do what you got to do, right? It's a neighborhood problem if you have a portal. Let that be the lesson. Oh, God, how funny.
But
mediums don't know everything.
I think it would be funny that, there's the porthole out in the middle of the street. And the kids set up ramps.
right. Trying to jump into the portal. Well, and I was going to ask you, did you have her name? Or her first name, or I'd be interested in talking to her actually and finding out what made her move it to the street.
She wanted to remain.
May have been a message that
anonymous
for this, right?
Yes.
Okay. After this,
okay,
I want a professional courtesy.
Okay.
I want at least her name. I'll Google her and contact her through whatever means I have to. But I want to find out whether she got the message to move it out. I'd be interested in the process. As
I think you can talk to her. She just wanted to be like off the grid.
This causes, isn't that? Yeah. Do you find that interesting, Steve? That the psychics are a little, the psychics aren't wanting to be famous here.
No, that's that's a lot of it's just they just want to do good for themselves and for other people. They're not always into trying to make money. So,
which is so ironic. Yeah. I was just pointing out a theme from the show. From our show, this show, Best Denver Psychic. And we'll talk at you after the break. We'll continue our talk here with Shawn Senecaut. If you have any questions for Shawn right now, you can text 303-482-5490, and we'll see you after the break.
And then one day all that stopped. I came home, I didn't hear any strange sounds. I didn't feel like there was anybody behind me. realized that I actually preferred to be haunted.
It's absent-minded at best. If you're the ghost, then I'm the exorcist. These fearful people want you to leave, but I have decided you should stay here with me. The trees are skeletons in winter. The flowers grow in their sun. The moon casts waves across the ocean. And none of this will change if we're in love. Built a room that had no windows. They said this place would tame your mind. A heart's no place to harbor lost ghosts. And we think that you should spend more time inside. The trees are skeletons in winter. The flowers grow with every sun. The moon casts waves across the ocean. And none of this will change if we are in love.
What's going to happen to me? Will I be rich? Oh, am I going to get laid?
No, I don't have to be a psychic to know that's not going to happen.
Tune in to Denver's Best Psychic.
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 On the Freezer Block Radio Network, 8 o'clock on Wednesday nights.
On the Freezer Block Radio Network, Wednesdays at 8 o'clock. All right, welcome back to Best Denver Psychic. Once again, if you want to text the show, you're going to text 303-482-5490, and we'll get you on the show. Let's see, can you see the shadow? The shadow.
That's why we do it. That's why we do it this way.
Because it's a shadow. Only the shadow knows.
See that? There you go.
Look at that. It's so transparent.
I like the crickets too.
Do you? I really like the crickets.
How exciting this show is.
It does.
So
okay, so and we have our caller, right?
Oh yeah,
we have our regular caller.
However that's going.
We got okay.
But let's get back into Shawn. We were talking to Shawn, or we got the caller?
I know. We really need to.
Here?
I don't know. Well, because we have the next All right, Mr. Producer.
Well, we're talking to Shawn. Let's keep
I know.
Talking to him,
all right.
okay?
Well, we have to either interrupt him at the beginning or the end.
At the end.
At the end. Okay. Well, we'll do it at the end.
All right.
You okay if we wait till the end?
Yeah.
Are you desperate to call your broker, or you're good?
I'm not desperate.
Okay, sweet. Okay, so today we have our guest, Shawn. If you'd like to contact Shawn after the show and ask him, get additional advice or information from him, you can text him at 720-253-6593. And if you get some weird stalker, I take no responsibility for that whatsoever. Okay, we were talking about the portal that this medium helped move into the street.
Yes.
Okay, and so how? I mean, was she saying about that portals could be in multiple places? I mean, what after having that experience, what's your opinions? What did you get out of the portal experience combined with all your other psychic experiences, which I totally want to talk about?
Well, I just had a better understanding on how these entities or spirits or beings were moving,
right,
on how
in
they
and
were
out of this portal,
being attracted like a magnet through it towards certain people or certain objects.
Yeah. So we have the after this break or in the next segment, we're going to talk about a science experiment called the Hadron Collider. Have you heard of that?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So the Hadron Collider is colliding two particles in order to make antimatter. And antimatter attracts dark energy. And dark energy comes through the okay, so anyway, we'll go through it. It's this whole scientific thing.
Is it big collider?
It's the big collider.
Okay, I have heard of this.
Okay, and they're opening up the parallel universe
Yep.
and whatnot. Okay, so if I'm assuming that this portal that your friend had was a portal that wasn't open through any kind of a science experiment. It was a naturally occurring portal.
It was a natural occurring, yeah.
Okay, so, and I have seen people who, well, when they ask me, do they have a portal, or I see a portal in my mind, it's usually, a lot of times it's like in an unused spot, like a laundry room or behind a furnace. Where was theirs?
Theirs was in a basement, so.
Wow, okay, so I wonder why I've never... I would love to ask other psychics. If there's another psychic out there listening or anybody who has a portal experience, I'd be interested to know if it's all in remote locations inside when it's places.
Yep. I know she had to be called out twice.
Oh, no.
For these people I know. So the first time she came out and said, there is something or someone or something here. And then I guess her husband woke up, my friend's husband woke up all wet.
Oh,
and he smelled like urine.
Oh, no. Oh, that's like a poltergeist.
So,
almost.
Yeah. So
that's almost like a poltergeist.
She was called out again, and that's when she actually moved the portal out into the street.
Okay. Oh, nice. And, nice. Like an emergency portal closure.
They asked her what she thought it was, and she said, well, it's not a jackal, but it's similar to a jackal. So
if an animal is
and what did she mean? The portal, what called in the portal was like a jackal, or what was controlling the portal, or the major energy coming through the portal?
Just the entity that
had come through the portal. Okay, so one of the things too, we'll have to pull this up during the break to show him, which is the pentaquark. Okay, so the Hadron Collider actually discovered a new type of matter, which is called the pentaquark. Mm-hmm. Okay, and you know what the Hadron Collider is? That portal for shit to come in. Oh, FCC $10,000 violation. Sorry. Okay, so the portal. So they discovered this new kind of matter by opening this portal called the pentaquark. And so the pentaquark, the engineer, the cellular engineer, or whatever he is, when they grafted out or did the pictorial of it, it's actually a 5-pointed 3-dimensional area where the antimatter is. I forget. I have it somewhere. How many quarks make a atom? But it was I just got it on a tangent, and I was gonna chase that shit down till I knew what it meant. Right. So anyway, so the pentaquark actually probably has pulled in real matter. I'm just fascinated by that. Okay, so had anybody else, were there any other like dog problems, or I'm thinking about all the things that a jackal signifies, like as far as animal omens?
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly on how detailed it was. I just know that they were just having problems. Like their son kept getting really sick, and he said, or the medium said that it was really attracted to their son.
Energy sickness?
Yeah. I know there was a story where he went to see his grandma, and his grandma was really afraid of
him?
Of what was at the door behind him. She can sense a lot of stuff. And the dog kept barking, and she smells. She has.
She could smell.
She could smell her mom. She could smell her dad.
What do they call that? That's called Claire. I'm going to look that up during the break.
Clairvoyancy?
No, clairvoyance is when you see all the possible paths at once and how you can change it. It's like this instant thing. It's paralyzing because how do you pick the choice? It has to be picked on desire because you can see all the possible outcomes. Intuition is when you know how things are going to turn out, but you can't decide how.
Yeah.
Okay, and then clairaudience is when you hear voices talking to you as if it's outside your body in that person's own voice. That's kind of the key, in my opinion, to clairaudience. Clairgustance is when you have a psychic taste that's not there, and we'll find out what the smell one is after the break. We're at a break.
We're gonna getting ready to do a break, but I'm just curious. No, seriously, since we're talking about this, are we gonna have the money lady now or a little bit later, or when would you like?
That's up to you. I feel like we can jump right back in. Shawn is like with us as one, and so I feel like we could just
hail to the Shawns. All right, man. That sounds good.
All right. So should we get her on?
Yes,
let's do it. All right. I need the plug here. Do I have the plug?
All right. Go ahead. What the plug? The plug. What do you mean?
For the phone jack.
Oh, that thing. Okay. Yes, we're gonna need that for sure.
All right.
Of course, we do this every week, and
yeah. Hey, this is the funnest part of the show. To me, the most fun. I'm fanatical about this aspect of our program, which is if you have a ghost story or you want to ask anything or you want to become involved in any way, text me 303-482-5490. At any point, if you call, we can simply plug you in.
That's right. So we're going to go to the break. We're going to get a hold of Shawn and
yes, Shawn, two Shawns. Oh my God, it's synchronicity on the 13th. Oh,
all right. So we'll be back on the other side. Enjoy this
listening
song.
To Best Denver Psychic.
All right.
Reality washes over me, and I come back down to where I'm supposed to be. I take another hit 'cause I want to feel alive, but my conscience begs stop 'cause it's killing me inside. Wake up, don't back down. There's still time to turn it all around. This time, don't cross the line. I can hear the distant sound of my heart calling my name, telling me to throw this all away. I've trained my heart dry. I think it's time to take back what's mine. I can't reach the clouds that I could before. I wonder, is all my shame worth it anymore? My will is weakened by my grappling doubts. Is my high something I can live without? Wake up, don't back down. There's still time to turn it all around. This time, don't cross the line. I can hear the distant sound of my heart calling my name, telling me to throw this all away. I've trained my heart dry. I think it's time to take back what's
There's still time to turn it all around. This time, don't cross the line. I can hear the distant sound of my horn. Call my name, it's telling me to throw this all away. I've traded my hard drive. I think it's time to take back what's mine. Wake up, don't back down. There's still time to turn it all around.
All right, and welcome to Best Denver Psychic. I'm your host, Gina, and this is my co-host and fabulous producer, Steve Alverdi.
Yeah, sorry about the blind spot
Steve,
there.
you're so good. I love it. Thank you for being a good producer.
Oh yeah, that's okay. You know, we're gonna have our little spots where we're not gonna make it every time.
It's awesome because we are awesome too.
We're doing it. So
all right,
welcome back, Sean.
Welcome back, Sean.
Hello,
and we have Sean on the phone. What a synchronicity. And we have a Twitter Periscope. How we doing on Twitter Periscope?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna.
We got our peeps.
Get that up right now.
Hang on, for those of you on the radio, you can't see us scrambling with our phones, but you would love it. You should watch on YouTube and the radio and Twitter Periscope and Facebook and where else are we?
I mean, we're doing it all, are we not?
We're on what's the Gmail? Google Hangouts. We're on. We're all over the place, people. Get with the program.
Yeah, I can't believe we have more than 24 listens.
On Twitter, where's the heart bubble? Is our heart bubble guy out there?
Now, would you like to answer a question?
I would like to answer a question on Twitter Periscope. We'll just do the somebody wants to know now.
Okay. Do you have her on the phone or?
No, I'm getting ready to call her though. You ready? You'd let me know when you're ready. I want to, I'm focusing on the radio listeners, and we got it fold in Twitter.
Yeah. I like having to do stuff right on the fly.
I know, sorry.
During the
and then
show.
I'm going to sit all quiet. Yeah. So there's all this dead air time.
Actually, that's why I played the song, because I thought you had her ready to go.
Sorry.
You guys were going
to
talk
want me to do it right now? Okay,
then,
here, I'll call her.
Well, you know what? Talk to Sean or do something.
Okay, I'll talk to Sean.
Okay?
We got two Seans, and you both spell your name the same.
Which one of the?
What? I'm going to do Sean. You figure out Twitter. And here we go.
Okay.
Is she on? I don't
so
hear
is
yet.
she calling her now? All right.
Oh, turn her way up. We can't hear.
Okay.
Come on, Steve. Grow a third arm.
And do you have her turned up all the way on your phone?
Oh.
Yeah.
Good call.
There you go.
Yeah, she is.
Okay, so we're good.
It's still not very loud. Hey, Sean, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. All right. What do you got today? Well, first of all, hold on. We have a guest here today, and his name is actually Sean too.
Oh, cool.
Oh, hang on a second. I can't hear her actually.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Okay. All right. So what you got? First of all, Sean, how's it going?
Good.
Good. And what are you looking for today? Just in case we have new listeners to the radio, we need to be true to our purpose, my friend.
Okay. Well, SLV sells for $21 per share before it goes to 11 something per share.
No.
Okay. So it's going to go for 11 something per share before it hits 21.
Absolutely. I think it's already hit. I think it's all. What I'm hearing right now is it already hit its max. And if it did not hit 21, I missed it. That's what I just heard.
I couldn't hear you.
What I just heard was that if I just heard a voice say, if it hasn't, that's it. If it didn't go to 21, it means you got it wrong, which is intended for me. So if it didn't already get to 21, I had it wrong. That's the message I'm getting. And so I can totally cop to that. But I do not think that it will hit 21 prior to it going to 11. And I think it will go to 11 on or about September 30th.
Okay. Like the 28th?
Could happen on the 28th. That's a direct quote from someone who also shared with me some other strange happenings on September 30th. And I was just reminded of that, and so I'm sharing it with you.
Okay. And then, well, I saw the, so it'll go way low the end of September and then go up October, November, December?
Boy, I don't know. No, I'm going to say no. Here's the thing. Right. Okay. So, and you and I, we've had this issue before, and I'm having it again. Okay. So I think that the future, I can tell which direction it's going. My intuition tells me that. Okay. But I think there's a ton of things that can happen as far as free will between now and then, because it's like I see a spinning roulette wheel. And so you never know when it's going to stop. That just indicates to me that there's still, you know, I mean, the market is not a determined thing. You know, somebody cheats on their wife and misses their deadline and it alters the whole, you know, I don't know. I mean, that's pretty simplistic, but you get what I'm saying. So, you know, I feel like there still are some things that may happen. I'm feeling really heavy again about that Sunday trading time. So I think that's been about a Sunday trading hours. And that's kind of been a theme, I feel like, since I've been reading for you, is that there's some days, mainly Sundays, that for whatever reason it's happening and you're not aware, you don't have an opportunity to act on that. So I don't know if that's a time difference or what the story is on that.
Okay.
Okay, but so ask me 2 more numbers and then we're going to have to cut out. Sorry, it's a little shorter.
Will I be able to buy Gasco Energy for less than a penny in 2016? Or do I need to do that this
No,
year?
you should do that now. Do that this year. It's going to go.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, it's going to go up. Next year, it's going to go up.
How long do I have to buy it for under a penny this year?
My prediction in other, you know, in other readings for commodities that I've done is I absolutely believe that oil is going to hit $43 a barrel. So when it does, I'd buy. While they're still taking while they're still taking the dollar, anytime now.
Okay.
Okay.
And,
so Sean, go ahead. One more question.
Will I have until like the end of October to buy it for a penny? Okay.
And Sean Senecaut with an A-U-T. Do you have any questions for Sean here, our investor? No? It's good if you don't. I'm just giving you a little opportunity.
I'm interested in gold.
He's interested in gold. So what's your recommendation, Sean, on how I would do predicting the gold market for him?
I'm not sure what you're asking.
I'm asking,
are you asking for my
I'm
advice,
asking Sean, who invests in silver, if I should give Sean, who invests in gold, some information. Would you give me a recommendation for that?
Oh, I guess probably the end of September.
Sweet. Okay. All right. Well, hey, Sean, we'll talk to you next week.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, you rock. Bye.
Okay, bye.
All right, so there we go. Our let me see. Our weekly.
Go ahead.
Hang on.
What's her name?
I'm sorry. I'm scared of all these wires. Let me see if we got it hung up here.
All right, that was fun.
No.
So hopefully it made her a whole lot of money. Right?
I figure she wouldn't be still calling me after all these years if I wasn't.
Yes, indeed.
All right, are we on a break?
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and go right to a break here.
Best Denver Psychic, you can catch us on YouTube, or you can go to what's that app?
The TuneIn app.
The TuneIn app on your phone.
And okay, write this down, folks.
Write this down.
http://radio.freezablock.com
Hello.
:5280. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Write that down. Peace out, bro.
Yeah.
Woo!
Thanks for telling everybody.
Write that down. Or you can text the show 303-482-5490. We'll be right back.
way. How long till the rain stops coming down? Everyone here's been wondering, when will it be over? Hardly night train every evening. Maybe change is coming soon with the harvest moon. Take me down to the river, take me to the preacher man. I can't wait any longer, I messed up all I can. I hear the night train singing in the distance. Baby, the angels are coming soon with the harvest moon. Hit the river rising, look to the dark horizon. For the harvest moon, yeah. Wait a minute, just a little bit longer. It's all up to me and you. Wait a minute, just a little bit longer. It's all up to me and you. Wait a minute, just a little bit longer. It's all up to me.
You're tuned in to the Freezer Block Network. You're tuned in to the Freezer Block Network. It's all right. Free speech. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right.
What you like, 'cause we're gonna die, we're gonna
What do you know? What do you know? How do you know? We go. Calling all you just wanna quit. Calling all you
what you like. Just play it down, we're gonna
Hi, I'm Gina. Join me for the Best Denver Psychic Wednesdays at 8 o'clock with my producer, Steve Valverde, coming to you on the Freezer Block Radio Network. All right, and welcome back to Best Denver Psychic. I'm your host, Gina, and this is my fabulous co-host, Steve Valverde, who produces the show.
And we're periscoping.
We're
folks.
periscoping right now. Periscope. Hold on. We got to get on Periscope here for those of you on the radio. Steve's holding up his phone. Periscope. Beeps. Right on. Woo!
She's already got one hand tied behind my back, and now
I
gotta do
know, and now
Periscope.
he's doing something
Double up,
else
so.
additional. I just want you to know, if you're out there listening and you are in broadcasting, Steve Valverde rocks. He's doing 8 different things here at once, including Periscope. Periscope peeps, where's our love bubble? Is Love Bubble watching again this week?
Yeah, we got 4
I
people
love you.
on. Hey,
4
Gina,
people on
you
Periscope.
said you'd answer a question.
I would. Anybody have a
So,
question?
we're gonna-
Send us a question.
yeah.
Oh, is there one popped up there, Steve?
Well, let's
We're
see.
looking
I
on
know, we're
our
gonna look.
Periscope screen here.
One more time. What is it?
Somebody wants to know.
Yes, that's right. Somebody wants to know.
All right,
so if
not
you got
yet.
a question for us, man, let us know what's
Not
going
yet.
on.
Oh, Bubble Heart's not listening.
Yeah, there's
oh
no hearts.
no, where are you? Maybe they
Anyway,
had an alternate engagement.
Let's continue with the show. Let's try not to let
Okay.
the Periscope,
Run
distract
our lives.
us so much.
Okay, so
as we're
and I got
talking
the
to Shawn.
answer to the thing I couldn't remember, which was clairolfaction. There's clairgustance, which is taste, clairolfaction, which is smelling like your olfactory senses, for those of you who are big phonics buffs, and clairaudience, which is hearing, clairsentience, which is just either feeling something, or claircognizance, which is actually just knowing everything. Have you ever been in a situation where you were somewhere and you were having to learn something new and you just knew it? You were like, oh, I already know this. That's claircognizant. We have a bug in the studio.
I think that's your job.
Anyway, okay, so let's see here. Let's get back to the shoe. All right. Oh, that's right. I'm looking at the outline. Hello. Okay. The Hadron Collider. Okay, so what do you tell me what you know so far? What do you recall about the Hadron Collider?
That they're trying to find maybe a parallel universe using it.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it could be
that's
bad
totally
for our universe.
Yes, that's what they're saying. Stephen Hawking is horrified, and
Oh, yeah.
he put out this big thing. Okay, so apparently, just to catch all of our listeners up on the Hadron Collider, the Hadron Collider is colliding 2 atoms. It's underneath Sweden, isn't it? At CERN, CERN Laboratories. And they're colliding 2 atoms in order to create antimatter. Their goal is to produce 1 pound of antimatter. The Hadron Collider has been associated with all kinds of paranormal happenings, and it's a known fact that the Hadron Collider affects earthquakes. It affects the number of volcanic reactions when it's fired up, etc. Okay, so they've actually quantified the amount of dark energy that a person has to emit in order to produce antimatter to attract beings through a parallel universe. I know that sounds crazy, but it's the outcome of the experiment, and apparently they're accomplishing everything they needed to accomplish according to the Wikipedia stated postulates put forth by the CERN scientists. Hello. I mean,
There's a lot to that, right?
Yeah,
there.
and I'm never going to be a Mensa member. Let's just be clear about that. But I did study the crap out of the Hadron Collider. Okay, so all of that being said, as far as what, going back to the parallel issue and any experiences that you've had with, ghosts or your feelings, are they really doing that? I mean, is the Hadron Collider, do portals, do you think, exist outside of that parallel universe opening? What do you find about your own psychic awakening? I mean, are things just quickening?
I think that possibly by what they're doing is they're trying to use that kind of like a gigantic magnet to attract forces that are beyond us.
So why are there, I mean, how, surely your friend's portal was not the only one.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
I think between my mom and sister, I think with them, they probably create their own portals by next themselves.
Question. Okay,
but
through
together,
mediumship, or do you think portals appear where they are because the spirits are deciding that?
I think that they attract certain things.
Okay.
Which maybe opens a portal between them.
Yes.
And I know that when I was younger, that when my mom and sister were together, that was pretty much why I was seeing things.
Right. It does happen. Okay, so then is it possible, I guess, it could be possible, I hadn't thought about that portals follow people?
Yeah, I think so.
You do think so? Okay. And I know that they can exist, well, because now one exists in your street.
Yeah.
I mean, or her street. Okay, but so that brings it back to Steve and now I'm going off on a tangent. But
it's all right.
Remember we talked about hoodoo and about disposing of ritual items? Oh, you listened to that show too. Okay, so I wonder if that's similar to the hoodoo practice of disposing ritual items at a crossroads. That seems like it's very similar. That's what it made me think of right away. And I wonder if someone just going through that can pick it up. I don't know. I guess
so.
That's
like I said when I was kind of joking around earlier about the kids, goofing around over there on the street.
Watch your kids for portals. Just when you thought Jeffrey Dahmer wasn't enough.
I mean, you think that actually could be possible? Where
I totally believe that's randomly
could get caught
possible.
up and catch something. And
I guess
totally. Bring it home,
you can catch
something
things.
Can attach to it to the child or. To some little rambunctious kid.
I think
then he brings that all the way back to his house, and then
I think it
starts over again.
I think it's generally among psychics that's common. I mean, you see people all the time. I have tons of clients coming in who picked up spirits somewhere where you wouldn't think, like a restaurant or a stoplight where someone died, and for whatever reason, I will say sometimes I find. Or I'm trying to think of an exception. I think I can't think of an exception that it has followed a medium. So I think sometimes our jobs as mediums is just to pass things on, out of whatever it is, out of our vicinity for sure. So yeah, very interesting. Okay. So, but you were none of that ever followed you home as far as the portal business goes, or did you feel that you took spirits home?
I don't think that I have any real part of it.
But you saw the spirits.
Yeah, I was just witness to what was going on.
They
just made it easier. Like when they were together, the veil
was thin. Yeah.
But as far as me seeing stuff, I've seen a couple things a few times when I was on my own, but it just isn't as dramatic as if I'm
with them. Okay, so how do you see it? In your mind's eye, do you actually see it imposed like a cartoon?
I can see like shadows.
Okay.
So I'm like 8. I'm in my room trying to sleep, and if I'm not sleeping, I'm awake. And I know if I look out the door between my mom's and my sister's room, there'll be shadows moving, just going like this, like all night long. Just
all night long. That's how it goes.
Just like this, just an even flow of traffic.
And did anybody ever try to, but are you knowing that, or when you're looking through your physical eyeballs, you see it? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And so you just knew that you were safe, or you weren't really concerned about that?
I was scared. I was really scared. So
right.
I would
freaky.
I would
Super
go
freaky.
Say, "Mom, scoot over."
right.
And there was
it's freaky.
There was like a creepy feeling, like I was telling my sister. I was telling her about when I was younger. There was just like this spot in our basement. I know that's where everybody goes to. There's something in the basement.
I know why is that? There must be some truth to that.
There was a spot, and you can just feel it.
Okay.
And it was just like, I wonder if that was like where her attraction was open.
Okay, so did you feel it like your mind was drawn there and you could feel it as an emotion or in your body, or you could actually feel it like a temperature difference?
You could feel it, maybe not a temperature difference.
Well, I'm sure someone could have measured that.
Like an intense,
I mean, like an intense,
like,
what would you call that? It's not emotion. It's just like
a dramatic sense of
knowing or experience.
Yeah.
It's a dramatic sense of experience. Yeah. Okay. And so when is it your opinion, or what is your opinion on the fact that once the spirits come through the portal, are they free to do their own thing? Or
I think it's more like that they're just attracted to maybe the spot that maybe this person's creating an energy there, just like their own energy, and that's where it's mainly focused. Maybe they're coming through, or maybe that's the point of, like, they can feel
that pull
for that, and
one
that's just
thing.
where it appears. So.
I can imagine that they're searching out portals too if you're wanting to come out. I mean, I can't imagine, I try to always remember that for a sentient being, they have a will and an agenda.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wonder if there's like some, angelic map going around with portals and where they're located. Oh, I just thought of that movie. What's with the time traveler, where he can never be killed and he battles all those people. Oh no, I can't remember
the one
now.
with Tom Cruise?
No, not Tom Cruise. He never played in a good movie. No. Oh, not Warrior or something. Oh, dang it. Oh, anyway, and he never dies. And there was like 80 remakes of it. That ought to narrow it down. And it's not a Hobbit or a Star Wars. So anyway, I'll think of it. Okay, so do you think only spirits can come through the portal, or I don't know, like time people, because the Hadron Collider, they're supposedly going back and forth in time now through these portals. It was reported that they had a bunch of beings from the future come back to try to sabotage the Hadron Collider.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, one guy was arrested, actually, and he said that's what he was doing. And then they had some bird fly into something and short everything out. And for whatever reason, it was postulated that the bird came from the future. I don't know how they tell that. But if they've quantified the amount of dark energy that it takes to attract demons and for someone to be, quote unquote, possessed, I'm guessing they can figure out what age a bird was.
Yeah.
Just a guess there. But do you think it's possible that people who have gone into the future or that are coming back from the past can go through the portal? Or was your sense of things that it was just spirits?
Oh, I think it was just spirits.
Just spirits.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, all right, man.
I mean, that's wow. Hello, my mind is totally
portals.
blown. Okay. So after this, are we taking a break? Yeah. We're ready for a break? Okay. And after the break, we're going to talk about the Norway spiral. You don't want to miss that. If you have an opportunity, I don't know if the videos come through or not. So you definitely want to YouTube Norway spiral. And also about NASA admitting about portals and whatnot. And you're listening to Best Denver Psychic on the Frieza Block Radio Network. And we'll be back with you after this break.
Ashes drift on down through broken remains of treetops. Winds bear bonus in you, start wide and frail. Reaching to a horizon that they will never go. The fire from the dead would never meant to grow. Bring on the pain. doing horizon that they will never know. The fire from the dead would never meant to go. Drink on the pain, drink on the lies. Then we are reborn, a whisper in a tiny spark. Bring forth the fire, bring forth the fire, then let it draw. And let it draw. Let it draw. Let it draw. And let it
All right, welcome back to Best Denver Psychic. I'm your host, Gina, bestdenverpsychic.com, or you can catch me on YouTube and the show at Best Denver Psychic on YouTube, right? Or you can go to my YouTube channel, Best Denver Psychic. Are we catching the theme here? And you can click on Freeze a Block in my subscriptions and go straight to the show. So
there you go. Perfect.
If you want to text the show, you can text no, just kidding. 303-482-5490, and we'll do the best we can to multitask and actually answer your text.
Yeah, and we really do want to thank the folks who, really do jump through all the hoops and all the crap to have to try to actually watch the show. So we really do appreciate it.
Absolutely. And
leave comments and anything like that on the YouTube channel.
People who I know, right? People who text me between now and the show, I mean, even though we're not on the air, it is still my phone number. So if you would like to text or be on the show, please give us a call. If you have any questions for our illustrious guest, Shawn Senecaut, Caut. There he is. You can give him a call, or a text is even better, to 720-253-6593. And there you go. You doing okay?
Oh, yeah.
Doing all right on the show?
Good.
All right, sweet. I hope we're treating you right. Okay, and so let's see here. Okay, so I wanted to talk. I don't know if you'd had a chance to see the Norway spiral. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to cue that up, right, Steve?
What are we doing now?
The Norway spiral.
We're going to cue up that.
We're going to cue up the spiral.
All right, hold on a second. Let me.
Okay. So now my question before we get started, and kind of when you're looking at this, is first of all, I don't know if it's unrelated to the Hadron Collider, because you can never get the map, or they don't share with me their daily schedule, which they totally should. And I'm sure somewhere I can access that information and haven't. But for our radio listeners, if you'll go and Google Norway spiral and watch the video yourself, you'll see what we're talking about. And we're going to watch it here.
On their As a giant spiral of light that suddenly appeared over northern Norway. The winding image could be seen for hundreds of miles, fueling speculation that it was anything from alien invaders to a new phenomenon. Alex Marquardt reports from Moscow.
Norwegians were treated to a spectacular light show early Wednesday morning that immediately set tongues wagging, everyone asking what created that giant blue pinwheel in the sky. Speculation has settled firmly on a failed Russian rocket test. Russia's defense ministry has refused to comment, but military sources are telling leading Russian newspapers that there was a test of a Russian Bulava intercontinental ballistic missile that failed yesterday. It had previously been announced that there would be tests of the Bulava in the region between December 7th and 14th, and specifically from 2 a.m. to 9 a.m. on Wednesday morning, according to one Russian newspaper. But for now, that's simply the leading theory behind the mysterious blue lights. Alex Marquardt, ABC News, Moscow.
And there you go.
Oh, sorry. Oh my God. And I was supposed to totally show this video to Sean through the break, and I don't know what I was thinking. I just wasn't, quite frankly. It's an issue. Anyway, so we're showing the spiral coming up here. Okay, and so what happens is it almost looks, I don't know, it totally looks fake, doesn't it, Steve?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, I mean, it's super cheesy, actually. And this spiral or this opening, this same kind of spiral, other portal. Can you see that? Did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and so, I mean, I don't think it's an internet hoax, number one, because it was reported by the spiral has been reported by so many news agencies over so many nations and places that it's kind of like sinkholes at this point. So, you know, I was just wondering. Oh, sorry. Oh, damn. Okay, so how did you see that? Did that make you, in your vision of what this portal was that what you saw, or what do you think about the Norway spiral?
I think that the Norway spiral is just like a gateway being open to maybe parallel universe.
Not a hologram,
no,
or
it
some
actually
kind
looks
of,
like the actual thing. Looks like the real
Does that
deal.
look exactly how you?
Yeah.
Okay, and you were saying too during the break, we were talking about that you thought maybe portals followed people,
Yeah,
that they
I
were
think so.
associated with individual people.
I think people create like certain energies,
Mhm.
and the porthole's just a way to, for like a spirit or an entity to move into, like just being like a magnet, and that's just their position of appearing.
People and geology, or you think just people?
I think both. Like objects could be
Creating. Oh yeah.
could be creating a portal.
Yeah. Ouija
associated,
boards. I think
like-
Ouija boards. I'm really paranoid of Ouija boards for that reason.
Yeah, if a girl was like her favorite doll, right,
Mhm.
and like her connection, her feelings for the doll could create like some kind of magnetism to somebody or something on the other side, like they're interested in those feelings.
So, do you think it's only mediums? Because I would say you're a medium. Do you know that you are? Or you
I don't know.
suspected
I am.
that?
I just
Are
had
you
my
coming
own,
out of the closet
I
as
just
a
had my
medium
own
today?
experiences.
Okay.
So
Okay. And so, do you hear voices, or you're just knowing, or you only see?
I
or-
see things. I don't smell anything.
But I mean, when you see the spirits,
I might hear something occasionally,
okay.
and not know what it is.
Would you have been able to, you think, give any information about the spirits, or to the spirits that came? Like if they asked you, did you feel like you had information for these spirits, and that your sister and your mom were handling all the traffic?
No,
What
I haven't
was your
had
sense
it.
about
I don't
that?
think I have any information to the
Mhm.
spirits.
You were just witnessing.
I was just witnessing what was going on. And
interesting, like a voyeur.
Yeah, and like I said, when they're together, the veil's really thin.
And anything can do.
You talked a lot about a person that you know that has a lot of stories as well. That did you want to share one of those? You know, as we went on here.
Yeah, just like we were talking about before, seeing her grandma. I think she actually did see her grandma. I know her mom smells them and stuff, and she's seen like shadows and stuff like that. Like
when you get to see the shadows and stuff, what kind of a feeling do you have that makes you think that, oh, it's got to be something other than just like maybe smoke or anything like that? That's, you know, just being, you know, coming across the wall. Does that make sense?
Kind of like
like
a lamp,
shadow.
like if you see like a shadow of your lamp at night, like at your bedside, but that's just stationary. Like you can actually see it, like
it's hard to describe,
coming towards you or moving away, or, you know, something catching.
It's three-dimensional.
Yeah. Well, and I found, you know, how sometimes they depict it as like a cartoonish thing. I see it that way. And it's very rare that I've seen how sometimes they show it where it's the smoke. You know, where, I mean, when they show it on movies, it looks just like that, doesn't it? When you see it, you're like, oh my God, that's exactly how it looks when I see it. It's very surreal.
Yeah.
It's very surreal.
I think that you say it's like kind of cartoony.
It's very cartoony.
But like a different cartoony way.
It's very strange. It's
kind of it's like a pencil sketch.
Yeah, and it's vivid though.
Yeah.
Like it jumps out. It's an actual light that comes out. It's not just the absence of light like with a shadow. It looks like black when you see it on a computer. It looks different from in a black room. You still can differentiate between the black light and the black room. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, we could go on and
Energy.
on. And we probably will, because it's only episode 13. Are we up on another break?
We are.
Shut up. All right. Well, you're listening to Best Denver Psychic. Well, actually, now you're listening to the break, but you will be listening to Best Denver Psychic right after this message.
And I'm waiting for your love to find me, and I'll run looking for something to satisfy me. Baby, you know I'm here and you're wondering what to do to tell me that you know my feelings and you're here to help me, here to help me. Oh, I feel empty, I feel hungry, and it's taking in my soul. I am searching for an answer, something more to make me roam the streets, looking for something to feed my hunger. I'm wandering blind as I move on, my need grows much stronger. My soul needs more, something bright to light its dark existence. I cease to care whom I hurt with my selfish insistence. I am empty, I am hollow, and it's aching in my soul. I am searching for an answer, something more to make me whole. Maybe you can give me what I need, something that's been missing all night long. Well, I've been searching for that something, baby. I feel like it's all been going wrong. Oh, I feel empty, I feel hungry, and it's aching in my soul. I am searching for an answer, something more to make me whole. I am empty, I am hungry.
listening to the Freeze Block Network. You're supposed to get excited about a bunch of garbage. You're told you're supposed to get excited about a bunch of mindless crap, about football games. You're supposed to get excited about freedom and tyranny and stopping.
That's what resistance is about.
And it's happening right now.
You're listening to the Freeze Block Radio Network. Free speech. It's all right. It's all right. Thank you for listening.
All right, and welcome back to the 13th episode.
Yay, number 13. Actually,
The 13th, I know what. The 13th, oh, there we go. The 13th episode of Best Denver Psychic. You can catch our show on YouTube. Thank you, all my fans.
You guys make me adjust all of my.
Oh, thank you.
All of my.
I'd like to thank the people. All right. So, and we're back. We're back with our guest, Shawn Senecaut. If you have any questions for Shawn after the show, you can text him, preferably, to 720-253-6593. And if you have any questions for him tonight while we're sitting here, or if you're listening on Periscope or whatever's going on, you can text me to 303-482-5490, or you can send me an email after the show to Gina@bestdenverpsychic.com.
All right.
All right. And so, tell us some more stories.
Okay. So I'd like to get into some stories about my brother, what he has experienced. So we were talking a few years back, and we were talking about the spirits that we saw move across between my sisters and my mom's room, right?
A little family gossip.
We never really talked about that until later.
In life?
Much later, yeah.
Okay.
Much later in life. And then I was saying, did you see those figures going from my sister's room to my mom's room? And he's like, you saw that? And he started describing them in detail.
Brothel there that was filled with people, like specific people. In fact, the spirits are coming to me right now, and I'm doing a show, so I can't talk to you right now. You had talked to your brother about what was the other thing you told me during the break?
Yeah,
we talked during the break, which is such a mistake.
Thank
you, Steve, for giving us that.
But anyways, when we were living in Roxborough, he had some instances where he couldn't get out of his bathroom.
Oh, that's right.
Something was holding the door, and he couldn't open it to save his life. And there was another instance where something was holding him down while he was asleep.
So, would you consider that that's poltergeistish?
That's a little poltergeist.
Is it poltergeistish? Yeah. Well, I'm always wondering, where's the cutoff? I mean, as you've kind of, I'm sure, gone through and tried to process your own experience.
Yeah.
You kind of try to figure out what's a poltergeist, what's an energetic control, what's a vision, what's a vivid dream or a lucid dream, Yeah. I mean, it does seem important to unravel all that.
And I had experience too, because I know it wasn't as dramatic as theirs, but I was awakened and I could feel something over me. And then I was like thinking nothing's there. And until something blew, actually took a breath and blew in my face.
No.
And then I was like, I was just like, I couldn't believe it.
Were you able to wake up or come awake to your senses?
I was awake. I was fully awake. No, I pulled the blankets over my head.
Oh, right. I've had, weird stuff. Steve, have you had anything like that where it went into the physical or? No,
not really. No.
Or it's just too soon. It's too soon after
Maybe
you're
tonight.
Doing stuff. Yeah. Or we're interrupting.
Honestly, the only thing that I've ever had weird experiences is here at the studio, and I've talked about it before with the animals staring at the wall, and I've either they're staring at a bug or they're looking at something.
And you've had tons of coincidences, even just since we've been doing the show. There's so many synchronicities. It's crazy.
You said that you felt a woman's presence here in the place and the whole thing. So, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice. Interesting.
So,
okay.
Well, go ahead, Shawn. Let's talk about your brother a little bit more. Or
was that it? Was that it? Okay,
That's
well, let's
pretty
go
much it,
on
my
to
brother.
okay, so let's go on to NASA has finally admitted. I have a YouTube link here, but I would just call it NASA admits portals is what I would Google if you're a radio listener, if you're watching the show and you want to keep up on your own. Okay, and they published this information in 2012, and they're calling them boom tubes. And we have, if you'll go and I'm trying to think, what did I Google to find this image? Anyway, it's if you're watching on the TV, it is this crazy image that looks exactly like it looks like the folds of a skirt opening and this weird, I don't know, like doorway. Is that what you would call that? I mean, I'm not even sure. Like a reflection of I don't know what. Anyway, so NASA researchers, they were talking about that they'd found this hidden portal in Earth's magnetic field that opens and closes dozens of times a day. And they go on to report here, I'm reading this right now. They go on to report that sometimes it's open for long periods of time. Okay, and so what NASA ended up labeling these portals is X points or electron diffusion regions. You could probably do a whole study on that. They're located a few tens of thousands of kilometers from Earth, so it's way over the Earth's surface. And these portals are opened through a magnetic reconnection of magnetic lines when celestial bodies mingle and crisscross through space. They're calling these X points. Now, the other thing that they're calling them is boom tubes. So when this particular portal that we have pulled up here with the red in the center, like a reflection of fire or something, when these were reported, it was reported that there were incredible sonic booms that were happening at the same time. So my question is, are these sonic booms? I have always kind of felt like these unexplained sonic booms were actually areas of the Earth internally, the crust that were caving in, like the Louisiana sinkhole. I think the booms are associated with the actual collapse of, the Earth in its crust. Okay. But now I'm wondering if maybe I hadn't thought that more than one thing might cause the booms, or that opening portals might cause a boom. But that's interesting. I mean, when you're looking at this picture, it seems awfully bizarre, doesn't it? I mean, I think it's
what freaks me out is the big gloved hand
that seems to go around it. I mean, if you're looking,
no, I'm just looking at the little glove.
Oh, the pointer. Steve's the resident comedian.
Yeah, that's cute.
That was cute.
I like the way it wraps.
It's like
around.
The Pillsbury Doughboys glove.
No, but I mean, looking at the actual what you guys call this as a porthole. It looks like it could be anything though. Like it could be just the reflection of the sun.
I mean, who knows? It could be just the way. I mean,
this other picture
like a sunset. Maybe it's where.
Yeah, exactly. That, but a lot
of
people,
ring over Russia.
Yeah, and where's that at here? See, so there we go.
Okay, so this is one of the spirals over Russia. Now, I saw this filmed from several different angles in Russia. People in their cars, people in their store, people in their homes. Different. Some of them are not as clear. At first, I guess when I saw it, this was a long time ago. Was that 2009? Maybe I think even. Okay. And that was just when I was getting into are there really aliens? Like, is there such thing as aliens? Well, I had come across a couple of people that I'd done clearings for, like your medium moved the portal, or like when you called her and talked to her about it. I had done some releasements or exorcisms is the Catholic word for it, but I'd done some releasements where the people said that aliens were coming out of them, or they'd contacted aliens as their guides or whatever. And so I was like, well, maybe there is such a thing as aliens.
And do you
such a doubter?
Shawn, do you incorporate aliens or anything like that with anything that you've had to deal with, or your feelings that you've had when it comes to the supernatural, or something that might be, considered in this realm of speech?
Maybe not supernatural, but there has to be other beings from other planets. So I think maybe like what she was talking about, the sonic booms and stuff, just like crashes of lightning, because lightning moves through our sky with a massive force of energy. Mm-hmm. So to create a portal, you need a massive amount of energy, and moving around the air and space is going to create like a thunderous boom, maybe speed of sound, you know.
What do you think of?
Hang on, I just dropped my glasses.
What do you think of like the government's role in things like that? You know, or scientific experiments and HAARP, things like this that affect the atmosphere and stuff.
You said HAARP.
I did. So, but you know what I'm saying? Those types of things that really do affect the atmosphere and create things like this porthole. Or what looks like a porthole, it could just be a strange weather phenomenon.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
so I think it's all created probably by, they stopped spending money on our space program and all this stuff started happening. So,
right. Hey, get back on it, people. We don't know what's going on here.
I think they're spending money on other things.
Right. You think instead of spending the
drugs
money
to Iran Contra.
I think you're
not following, Gina. You're not
I
following.
know. I went to the drugs, man.
You're just not following what he's trying to say.
I went off.
Okay. All right. Well, what do you think he's trying to say?
I think he's trying to say that it takes such a massive amount of energy to attract anything, that weather events and all of that play into how the atmosphere is charged to open that. Is that what
I think that's what I'm talking about. And what else I'm talking about is, okay, so NASA stopped the space program because they found better ways to travel.
Through portals.
Mm-hmm.
Right. They're thinking, he's thinking that.
Well, they've always said that was the case. What was that experiment? We talked about it last week too. I'm shocked. It keeps coming up. The Philadelphia experiment.
Yeah.
Where they sent people in. Do you think that was a portal?
Oh yeah, they opened a portal.
Okay, and then what did they just put all those people? Do you think they ship people? I mean, I don't know how that happened.
Well, for those who don't know, like myself, I've never seen, watched, or heard of the Philadelphia experiment before you guys even.
Okay. Are you aware of the Philadelphia experiment? Yeah. Okay, why don't you tell about the Philadelphia experiment?
I know a little bit about it. They were using mass amounts of energy and light and magnetic fields to hide their battleship. So it'd be the ultimate weapon, invisible ship. And I think using the right amount of energy, a magnetic field, maybe light has something to do with it, reflections. I think that they actually had the right ingredients for opening up a portal.
Well, and not all of the people that were on that vessel knew that they have admitted that they were part of an experiment.
Yeah.
There was just those few whistleblowers, but they went into the future and if I'm not mistaken, they were able to alter something. I can't remember exactly, but you definitely want to look into that Philadelphia experiment. Fascinating stuff. So I guess back to what we were talking about, what can travel through the portals, as far as aliens and that kind of thing. So do you see aliens the same way you see spirits, or you haven't actually seen aliens?
I haven't actually seen an alien.
Okay, just that
I know of.
Oh,
So,
good.
We might see aliens all day long.
I know.
You never know.
Well, one of these days we'll have to do a show on the different species of aliens, because I know they have. There's a million different genus of reptilians, and there's grays and reptilians and the skinny white ones.
I just want to know which ones are the ones that look at you, but they don't really look at you. You know what I'm saying?
They all look at you, but don't really look at you, right?
Yeah.
Spirit. I mean,
I guess you're right. Huh?
Yeah, it's a weird. It's
they
a
look at you, but
thing.
their eyes are just black.
I know.
There
yeah.
you go.
Oh,
Empty stare.
That seems like everybody I talked to in my whole life.
I know, right? And maybe talking to later on today or the next show.
Yeah,
you never know, right?
About it. I was Sean the first 3 segments. What are you talking about? Right?
Oh, I
Just
know.
the blank
Poor
stare.
Sean.
Poor
Thank
guy.
you for. It's quite a shock to be here in the studio, people. It's a lot of shit going on here. Oh, $10,000 fine from the FCC.
Yeah.
Trying
Put
to
it in
practice.
the change jar.
Put it in the change jar.
Wow.
So do people come to you to talk about their experiences, or do you find people seek you out, or?
If I open up to somebody, I find that some people will have experiences and some people will just look at me like I'm crazy. So
do you really think they think you're crazy, or they just think you're crazy for telling?
They just think I'm crazy. They just think I'm out of my mind.
You're flat out crazy. Yeah, but I know there's people out there that have all kinds of similar experiences. I mean, they come and see me 6 days a week.
Yeah.
So I don't know what has this communication barrier, or, I mean, even science is revealing and figuring all this stuff out.
Mhm.
Men Who Stare at Goats. I loved that movie because it just, it put it into perspective that there really are people who are part of government experiments, the remote viewing and whatnot. So
Yeah.
who knows what they're bringing through portals? What would the purpose of, if you could run your own portal, right?
I love it. All right, go ahead.
Let's say CERN. All right, so let's say you had the opportunity to talk to this medium who was going to open up a portal for your own purposes. Assuming, number one, do you believe that you can open your own portal? I think you already said the answer to that was yes, but we'll see. And what would you bring through? Like, what types of things would you bring through? Do you think it can come through?
Like, I know if I could, like, if I had control over a portal, like, and I could travel places, and or I can bring something through, I would be definitely going to, like, Ferrari or Lamborghini.
No, I'm taking it.
Bringing a Ferrari through the
But
portal.
always, hey, I mean, I charge for my services. Why shouldn't he get a Lamborghini through his portal, right?
Yep.
That would be cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that would be very cool. Yeah, that would be
cars.
yeah, that would be a few people be coming to see that. So yeah, so do you think was your medium, did she offer to open a portal, or she was just there to close it?
She was just there to move it. I don't think she could close it, but she said she could move it.
She could move it. How interesting. There's always a way around it, people. All right. So we're up against a break. Is that right? Okay. So you're listening to Best Denver Psychic. We're here with Shawn Senecaut. If you have any questions for Shawn, you can text him after the show to 720-253-6593. And if you'd like to share a ghost story tonight with us or any other night, you can text the show at 303-482-5490, and we'll get you on the air here at the Frieza Block Radio Network. Best Denver Psychic coming at you after the break.
It's been a long, bumpy road. Out here chasing paper. I've traveled so far from home. But the love is what I came for. It's what I came for. It's what I came for. And keeping me on the road about the only thing is paying for. It'll be a blessing if these songs pay for something like my power bill. I keep it independent, can give a damn about a power deal. Who needs a major label when you can do it yourself? You can sign the 360, let them set you on the shelf. I ain't talking about no Best Buy, FYE. So I'll just move them out the trunk until I DIE. I produce this out my bedroom on a laptop. Still broke without a fat knot. From the dirt road to the black top. But I'll be back on top before long, believe me. Why real shit, my people need me. And I ain't gonna leave them now. I'm right here. I just wanna make it clear that it's been a long, bumpy road. Out here chasing paper. I travel so far from home. But the money ain't what I play for. I play for all of y'all that ain't never had nothing. Come up after the show and tell me that shit's bombing. If we had it, we would've paid you. Yeah. You give us music we relate to, cause it's been a long, bumpy road. Out here chasing paper. I travel so far from home. But the love is what I came for. It's what I came for. By the time my place is rolled, grab the mic and show you hoes. I ain't playing around, I'ma shut it down. Lock it up and close it up. Been putting it down for years. Writing raps and drinking beers. Boy, I'ma get it off my chest. So let's get this shit clear. Cause you players acting funny. Don't want to sit getting money. But I ain't about that fuck shit. Better tell them boys, sonny. Nah, fuck it, just let them find out. Ripping grain if we ride out. Some fact, we born max. Chopping hoes that I hide out. Don't pull my other side out. Wouldn't like me when I'm pissed. Get the kill connect from Florida, Georgia, all the way back to the Mississippi. So don't even trip, I'm gonna get mine. Stay on the grind, I gotta shine. I've waited this long to get put on, so goddamn, it's about time. It's been a long, bumpy road. Out here chasing paper. I travel so far from home. But the money ain't what I play for. I play for all of y'all that ain't never had nothing. Come up after the show and tell me that shit's bombing. If we had it, we would've paid you. Yeah. You give us music we relate to, cause it's been a long bumpy road. I ain't chasing paper, I've traveled so far from home. But the love is what I came for. It's what I
From the start, I put my heart and soul in these songs. My man you heard on the second verse is dead and gone. I can hear him saying carry on, cause you ain't got that far to go. Got business that's unattended when it's finished, only God knows. So I carry on like the way words son and reminisce on the days we did music for fun. Wasn't concerned with no money, just trying to get these songs heard. Life is just a short verse, a ride and a long hearse. Make it what you make it and leave them with your legacy. Leave more than what you take from it. In death there's no necessities. Inevitably we all die. I just wanna leave them something to remember me by. And this music is the only thing in life that's been getting me by. I never really had nothing. Know you're feeling me, right? It's been a long bumpy road. I ain't chasing paper. I travel so far from home. But the money ain't what I play for. I play for all of y'all that ain't never had nothing. Come up after the show, tell me that shit's bombing. If we had it, we would've paid you. Yeah. You give us music we relate to, cause it's been a long bumpy road. I ain't chasing paper, I travel so far from home. But the love is what I came for. It's what I came for.
Hi, I'm Gina. Join me for the Best Denver Psychic Wednesdays at 8 o'clock with my producer, Steve Alverdi, coming to you on the Freezer Block Radio Network. Okay, sorry, jack up by moi.
Oh, you're good.
I'm learning to run the mute button. I love it. I'm going to just start muting Steve whenever I feel like it.
There you go.
And not get so close to the. He said he's going to build a barrier to the microphone. So
yeah, that way we're not hearing Gina go during the show.
There's nothing like a little psychic heavy breathing to get the night going.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, so we actually received a text from our silver investor, Sean, and she said, by the way, and she did not BTW, she actually spelled it out. Rock on, Sean. By the way, September 28th is a blood moon, and at the same time, it's a Jewish holiday. So I looked that up. The Jewish holiday is Sukkot. It goes from the 28th to the 29th, and it actually occurs during the Feast of Tabernacles. There's a whole thing out there on that. So feel free to look that up.
So that means that there's lots of silver to be just thrown around.
It's a crazy time that hasn't occurred in 2,000 years.
They're throwing it around. So make sure that you get your silver investment.
I mean, there's a whole end of times.
You got $100, you're going to get $1,000 back in silver.
They're going to totally change it, and it's going to be done. They're going to be charging sardines.
Yeah, or they're going to completely take the silver and tell you guys you all have to work off of a line of credit.
I know. Hey, I've been telling her for years, you need to get your silver. And I don't think that's just me being paranoid. I mean, that's, one thing I have. I mean, I don't know. I gave out lottery numbers. Please, God, let someone I gave out lottery numbers to win, because I would be a millionaire. No one cares about Sean, the silver investor in Denver. However, but, is that she get your commodities actually intangible assets. I totally believe that that's true. So,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
There's no harm in getting out of gold early. I don't know why the Chinese are dumping their gold on the market. I think that's interesting.
I don't know. We're not talking about
Hard
that.
to say. Good point. Unless we're going to get the information from aliens or Sean's portal, we're going to let it go. Okay. So, you were telling us about something else too over the break. Your brother?
Oh, my daughter.
Oh, your daughter.
Yeah,
that's right.
My daughter Dominique.
How old is she?
She is 18 right now.
Okay.
But when she was in 7th grade, she was coming to me with some scary stories about a kind of like clown-looking thing in her room.
Oh,
and
no.
I was thinking, clown? That's silly. Because I mean, I believe in stuff. I've seen stuff, but I've
never a clown.
I don't. Well, besides Poltergeist, I never thought about a clown appearing or anything, and I couldn't believe the things that she was telling me. Like, it would crawl out of her closet, or she'd wake up and it'd just be standing there, or she'd see it like.
God, what did you do for her?
And other things. So nothing. I just said, well, that's silly. There's no clowns in your room. So
totally invalidate your psychic daughter.
So,
oh my God, it's like psychic parent abuse.
Yeah, exactly. So I didn't believe her until I saw it.
You saw it.
Yeah,
oh
and
my
it
God.
wasn't a clown, but I can kind of see how she thought it was a clown.
Right.
I was thinking maybe it could have been a spirit of an Indian or something, because it had these markings on its face, kind of like war paintings.
Okay.
But I wasn't sure, and it had these huge eyes, kind of almost like alien looking,
like bulbous,
like these huge round eyes. So it wasn't even like human looking at all, but it had these weird markings on his face.
And for the folks that are actually watching on the YouTube, I actually have it pulled up. So
yeah.
Oh, you have the same kind of picture that she saw.
This is the actual picture.
It had
now.
this long, wavy hair, and it was just like floating all over. And I was actually coming downstairs to make some coffee in the morning, and I just saw something out of the corner of my eye, and I looked, and I was actually looking at this thing, like just down from me from the staircase, and it looked up at me, spun around, and disappeared. And not only just disappeared, but disappeared in a cloud of smoke.
What? See, the smoke thing, I see the smoke thing a lot, and it freaks me out. Some movies I see where it's the suspended, when you see what you see on TV, that is a freak out.
It was freaky. It was
how when you see what you see and it's on like a movie and you're like, oh my God, that's exactly what it looks like for me.
I thought it was going to go really fast, because I don't know if I've seen it before, like moving really fast.
Right. Well, you said streaking.
But I've seen the streaking before. And then it kind of like jokestered with me, and that's why it disappeared in a cloud of smoke, because it actually spun around. It wasn't like it actually just.
Did you tell her that you saw it?
Oh
too?
Yeah, I told her.
What did
and then
you
I
say?
drew it.
Did you like run in there, or she was sitting there?
I said, "Why do you think it's a clown?" And she said, "Because it has this big collar like a clown would have." And then when I saw it, it didn't look like a collar. I mean, it was a collar, but it looked like something you'd see out of like a 15th century or 13th century painting, where they have those big frilly
like an
collars.
outfit.
Yeah. So I was just like, what the heck?
So what was your sense of it? I mean, what was the first thing that went through your mind? That it was from a different time?
I'm not sure I didn't get that kind of feeling.
Right.
I just got a feeling like I wanted to run back upstairs and tell her.
Yeah.
Tell my wife. I said, "Oh man." Oh, and she said, "What's wrong with you?"
No. Where do we start, my dear wife? Yes. So I think psychic experiences, from my understanding, do definitely run in families.
Yeah.
So earlier, back to the story about your brother, so the two of you were talking about it, and then have either of the two of you or both of you talked to your mother and your sister about it?
Yeah, we've both talked.
And what do they say?
They just, my mom's shocked. And then
that you're seeing it.
That she's seen it, and her she's remarried, so her her husband now said that he's seen something floating over her, like a dark shadow.
And she doesn't notice anything.
Oh no, she sees it too. She sees lights.
And so what is your family doing with all this? Just enjoying it?
Well, my mom will just stop and she'll smell, and she'll say, "Oh, hi, Mom." Or she'll say some aunt, I don't know his name, or she'll say, she's like, "My dad's here. Can you see him?" And I'm just like, "No."
Does she see him, or she's checking? She has to check with you, or she only smells him and she's asking if you see him
she's asking
as a
me
validator?
if I can smell him. She's like, "Can you smell that?
Okay.
You smell that?" And
Yeah.
she's always asking me, "Do I smell that?"
Yeah.
And I'm just like, "No."
A lot of that goes on in sessions that I have. We hear noises. I'm like, "Did you hear that?" And they'll say yes. One time I think I've told this story before. We were standing in the bookstore, and I don't know, we were all getting our checks. It is a job. So we were collecting our checks, and there was another psychic across from us, and we heard this rumbling growl. And I was like, "Did you guys hear that?" And then I looked at her, and I thought she was saying that she did it. And I was like, oh. She goes, no, I heard it too. But it was only the two of us that heard this like rumbling growl. It like vibrated everything. And it's really weird when you can share that experience with multiple people. You're like, hello. All right. So we're on a break. Yep. Hey, thank you, Shawn, for staying for the whole show. We really appreciate it. On the other side of this, I think we're going to probably wind up with Shawn and start to close her out.
Yep.
If you're listening on Twitter, are we periscoping?
Periscoping.
All right, we're periscoping.
We're going to answer a question.
Oh, great.
If there is one out there.
If there is one. Okay, so we'll talk to you after the break. Best Denver Psychic on every Wednesday at 8 o'clock. We'll talk to you in just a couple minutes.
What's going to happen to me? Will I be rich? Oh, am I going to get laid?
No. I don't have to be a psychic to know that's not going to happen.
Tune in to Denver's Best Psychic.
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 On the Freezer Block Radio Network, 8 o'clock on Wednesday nights.
On the Freezer Block Radio Network, Wednesdays at 8 o'clock. All right, and we are here butt to elbow with our guest, Shawn Senecaut. That's the beauty of being in the studio, right? You get to enjoy the ambiance and balmy beach-like bliss of that is the studio.
Yeah, well, you know, it's only
translated
like
sweat and sand in your crack, right?
Hey, I want to give a big special shout out to a Polar Bear out there on the Twitter, on the Periscope. We answered a question. She asked if her pops was proud of her. And, well, you had a nice thing to say.
Yeah,
so,
he absolutely is. And what I was getting was just this sense that he thought that your ideas and the direction that you were going in life was completely going to fail, and that he's wrong, and that he apologizes for that. And so that's what I got.
All right. Good for
Awesome.
you.
You're doing great. He's very proud.
Also, we just wanted to say our goodbyes and our thanks and all that good stuff, man. I can't believe we run this show all the way down to 0.
I know, Sean. Thank you so much for coming and staying for the whole episode. I love it when guests do that. We're so proud to have you.
Oh, thank you.
Please come
Thank
back.
you. It's been fun.
And Steve, we didn't talk about the music.
Oh, you know what? All of the music that's been on the show is all local and unsigned bands. Great bands like Sunboy, Scarlet Canary, Electro Hawk. We played Amy Cress. Check any one of those bands out. They're all local, Mile High bands, and they are great unsigned and just local bands.
You can
Good
watch
stuff.
Steve's show. It's on Thursdays at 5, correct?
That's right. It's 5 o'clock on milehighunderground.com, milehighunderground1word.com. And I have a show. It's eclectic. It's just
The Frieza Block.
Yeah, it's an interview.
It's an awesome show. You really have to tune in.
Tomorrow, actually, I'm going to have a very excellent live acoustic set by a band called. I knew I'd forget the name.
Oh, damn, you said it like 5 times already. Oh,
it's Disguise the Silence.
Disguise the Silence. I thought that was a fascinating
check
name.
that
I
out,
love
man.
the name of
I'll
these
be there.
bands.
I'll be there tomorrow doing that with them.
All right, and if your band would
Sean?
like to get featured on Steve's show,
Yep, and Sean, I know you got a kid out there trying to promote some stuff, so push your stuff a little bit there for you.
Yeah, my son's name is Seth Senecaut. He goes by Sethy Allen with his label Flow Love, and he's going to be playing at the Roxy Music House over in the new 5 Points area.
No.
The 18th.
All
So
right,
from
and
9 to
where do we
midnight.
go to find that?
Go.
Where
you
do we
can
go?
see, you can find him on SoundCloud.
Okay.
Sethy Allen.
Sethy Allen, Sethie.
Seth E, isn't it?
Yeah.
Seth E.
Oh, Seth E.
Well, I think it's
Oh,
IE.
Sethy. Yeah, Sethy.
Sethy Allen.
Sethy Allen, and he'll be at the Roxy.
Yeah.
Well, sweet. All right. Well, it's good talking to you. We're all August 18th at the Roxy.
Yep.
And we're going to have to sign off this week, and we'll see you next week, 8 o'clock on Best Denver Psychic. Just tune in on YouTube or Twitter or wherever else
Tune
we are.
in, the whole thing.
Tune in everywhere. Just connect with the universe, and my show will be yours. And, I don't know. Remember, we're all looking at the same moon, and don't give your powers to the tool, because the power is inside you. We'll see you next week. And what did we do? Spill, drop.
We're good. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Steve. Thanks, Sean.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Waiting for the moon to say goodnight. And I could cry for the time I've wasted, but that's a waste of time and tears. And I know just what I'd change if I went back in time somehow. But there's nothing I can do about it now. I'm forgiving everything that forgiveness will allow. And there's nothing I can do about it now.
You're tuned in to the Frieza Block Network. You're tuned in to the Frieza Block Network. It's all right. Free speech. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right.